Hello everyone. Today I'll be talking about AWS Code Deploy, which is an awesome tool for automating application deployments. It makes things smooth and efficient, especially when you are managing large scale or multi environment setups. So let's dive in. Alright, so what exactly is AWS Code Deploy? Simply put, it's a fully managed deployment service from AWS. What it does is automate code deployments across platforms like EC2 instances, Lambda functions, and even on-premises servers. Now, why is this important? Well, it makes application updates much more reliable, reduces downtime, and minimizes the risk of errors during deployment. Let's take a quick look at its main features. First, automated deployment. It takes care of updates for you. If something goes wrong, rollbacks are super easy, so no need to panic. Blue-green deployments are also a game changer. You can test updates in a fresh environment before switching over. The tool is quite versatile. It works with multiple services like EC2 and Lambda, and it scales beautifully even for large deployments. Now, what do you get out of it? Reliability. It reduces human errors with automation. It's scalable, so you can grow your application without worries. Plus, it's super flexible, working across different environments and letting you customize deployments with the app spec file. Here is an interesting bit about deployment types. In-place deployment updates your existing instances, but this might cause some downtime. If you want zero downtime, blue-green deployment is the way to go. It creates new instances, gradually shift traffic to them, and ensure everything works perfectly. Here is a simple workflow showing how AWS automates code deployment. It starts with Git users pushing their code to AWS Code Commit, which is like a secure Git repository hosted by AWS. The code then moves to AWS Code Pipeline, which automates the entire process, managing each stage like building, testing, and deployment. Next, AWS Code Build takes over to compile the code, run tests, and prepare it for deployment. Finally, the deployment output is sent to a hosting bucket like an Amazon S3 bucket, where it's ready to be accessed by the users. This setup makes deployments faster, automated, and error-free. Every tool has its learning curve, right? Some of the challenges I faced were configuring the abstract file correctly, which I solved by going through AWS documentation. IAM permissions were tricky, but I configured out the roles and policies. Debugging deployment failures. Here, deployment logs and AWS CloudWatch insights saved the day. Code Deploy works really well with AWS DevOps tools. For example, Code Pipeline automates the CI/CD pipeline. Code Build handles building and testing your code, and CloudWatch keeps an eye on the app's health during deployment. Where can we use AWS Code Deploy? Well, it's perfect for e-commerce apps that need frequent updates without downtime. It's also great for deploying microservices on Lambda or Kubernetes. Even on-premises setups can benefit by modernizing legacy systems, and game developers can use it for rolling updates without disrupting gameplay. Okay, now let's start the hands-on. First, I will show you my Git repository. Okay, I'm in the Git repository. This is my Git repository, the name called Code Deploy 1. These are the files I'm going to deploy. So let's get started. Okay, I'm currently in the AWS console. So first we need to open Code Deploy. In the Code Deploy section, go to Applications, click on Create Applications, and I'm going to give a name called code deploy demo 1, and I'm going to choose EC2 on-premises. Click on create. So the code deploy application has been created. Now go to EC2 instance because we need to create an EC2 instance. So launch an EC2 instance. The name is code deploy EC2 demo. And I'm going to select Ubuntu as a OS using the instance type T2 micro retype. And I'm going to select existing keeper. And don't forget to allow HTTPS traffic and HTTP because we need to access through that. And click on launch instance. Now instance has been created. Now let's connect it. Now open the Google and search for AWS Code Deploy agent install. Click on first link. Now on your left side, click on install the Code Deploy agent using the command line. And we are using Ubuntu, so click on that. Now copy this command, paste it over here, and copy the Ruby full install. Wait for it. Paste it. Yes. And next, sudo apt install wget. We don't need to change for Ubuntu because we are currently in Ubuntu. So let's move on to next process. So copy this link. Here we need to change region identifier. I'm currently in London, so the London region is Euro West 2. So I'm pasting here. And also bucket name. For the bucket name, go back to the website and you can see here source git bucket names by regions. Click on that and you can choose your region. My region is London, so I'm going to use Euro West 2, right? So I'm going to copy this and paste it over here. That's it. Click on enter. It's done. Now we need to change the permission. So it's done. And also to install the latest version of the code deploy agent on any supported version of Ubuntu server except 20.0.4. So copy this command and Paste it over here, and now skip all these steps and come back to here to check the service is running. Copy this, paste it here. You can see here it's active running. So now clear the screen and take the root access. Now install Apache server. Now that's it. Copy the public IP address of your instance and then paste it over here. Yes, here Apache 2 has been running. Now we need to create deployment group. Click on create. Give your group name. I'm going to give same as application name. Code deploy demo group. Service role. I have already created the service role called Code Deploy EC2. Now you can see here deployment types. There are two types, in place and blue green. In place deployment updates existing servers directly, causing some downtime. In the blue green, it switches the traffic to new servers with the update, minimizing downtime. So currently I'm using in place. In the in place environment configuration, I'm going to select the Amazon EC2 instance. So the key select name value. My instance name is code deploy EC2 demo. So I'm going to select that, and that's it. And uncheck this load balancing. Click on create deployment group. So it's done. Now create a deployment. In the deployment, I'm going to select GitHub because my files are stored in GitHub repository. That's why. And to connect it, git9 connect to GitHub. Confirm. And my repository name is this is my repository name. So deploy one. And you need to copy the commit ID, the last commit ID. You need to copy and paste it here. This is my latest commit ID. Now scroll down, leave as it is, and click on create deployment. Now the status in progress. So wait for some time. Okay, now the status has been succeeded. Okay, now go back to index.html, reload it. You can see here the file has been deployed successfully. So to wrap it up, AWS Code Deploy makes deployment much simpler and safer. Working hands-on with it can teach you a lot about automation and security. And the challenges, they only make you better at debugging and configuring things properly. Thank you.